Mike. How are you? Great to see you.
Great to see you too. How are you doing?
I'm really good. I'm just trying to see how we're gonna wrap this up in 4 minutes. So you directed and wrote this with Owen Wilson and Salma Hayek, and I just want to start by asking you, how did you get Owen Wilson to do a dramatic role?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I met him and we talked about the film, and it was one of the most. I feel like he's one of the finest actors on planet Earth. His range is so huge and so strong, and it was just one of the great gifts of my life that he said yes to doing this project. He took it to a level I could have never dreamed of.
Yeah, he just surprised me, like, too much.
And he does he exemplifies all sorts of tones and ranges throughout this film.
Yeah.
From light to heavy to all, the whole range is on display, and he's really something to watch.
So did you have Salma Hayek and Owen Wilson in mind while writing the movie, or did it just come about? And then the other question is, when was it born for you? Like the story, the way we're gonna, like, what was happening in your life, or, because you always blow us our mind, but what was happening in your life when you wrote this movie?
This idea's been on my head for forever. Actually, ever since I was first engaged with philosophical thinking, probably as a teenager, and wondering what reality is. I think we keep returning to that question in life. And a lot of filmmakers tell stories of like a world within a world. It's Plato's Cave. It's, The Matrix. It's Wizard of Oz. It's a Truman Show. It's Horton Hears a Who. It's the Lego Movie. It's, it's Inception. It's like these stories are told over and over again because I think there's this itch that we're scratching as humans to say, you know what, the tables, the chairs, this Zoom call, there's all of this reality that we see. It's not all there is. Everything that we're perceiving with our eyes and our ears and our senses is just a portion of reality. We know that. We already know that's true through the animal kingdom. And yet, I felt like in modern times, I could use the story of two worlds to look at basically a love story of a man falling in love with a woman and the rest of the world disappearing.
I have a picture in my head of a place. I don't know if it's real, but it has a feeling, and the feeling's real.
When you fall in love with somebody, for good or for bad, if it's exciting and thrilling and wonderful, the world starts to become a little blurry behind you, and it becomes very much and in a way that I wanted to tell a story of this daughter who wanted to pull her dad back from going to another world in a way, but use science fiction to tell that story. So
Salma Hayek was also amazing. I love Salma Hayek. She is definitely gonna surprise everybody as well.
She's brilliant. One of the things, like one of my favorite parts, it's a small thing, but it's a huge thing. It's in the Bliss world when she's giving the presentation and Greg's saying, oh, the pool water was too cold, and he's like complaining on the video. Salma does this thing it just reveals how talented she is as an artist. She doesn't look at Greg and she doesn't look at the screen, but she looks off into her memory. And in that moment, it gives me the chills because you realize she's created the brain box to save her relationship. She's remembering that guy back up on screen, that voice of this, this patronizing or hard or unkind moments. And you feel so much empathy for this woman. And that is Salma's brilliant acting. Like, that is her brilliance. She brings it to every single scene. And, it had my jaw on the floor just watching her and learning from her.
Well, it's amazing. You have a great cast and keep blowing us our mind. Thank you, Mike. Gracias.
Thank you.
You're going to have to choose between these worlds.
It's amazing how easy humans can get used to even something spectacular.